What's up, guys? Heart Pirates TCG here. I am bringing you my final Sakazuki deck for set 5. I've tried so many different builds. I've tried a going first build, I've tried a going second build, I've tried a full-on Zeph Mihawk Soga King type build. I've tried pretty much everything, and I think the best build that I can give you for this deck is the build that I'm going to give you right now. And for some context, this is a very similar list that I used on my ranked video, my ranked simulator video, and I just went 5-1 at a case tournament and got 10th out of 88 people in Maitland, Florida, and I got bubbled out of top 8. It's very sad. I went 5-1, like I said. I played 3 mirror matches, won every single one of them. I played a Rebecca, beat Rebecca, and I played 2 purple Luffys, and I lost to one of them. I know you guys are like, purple Luffy, why it's an auto win, you should shut up. All right, I know. I will tell you, Sakazuki is favored into purple Luffy, but it is not unwinnable for purple Luffy. So for those of you guys who are gonna roast me in the comments that I lost to purple Luffy, not only do I think purple Luffy can beat Sakazuki, I will go as far and say it is like a 60-40. If you see all the right cards, then it's like a 90-10. But if you see an average hand and they see a good hand, it's pretty much like it can go either way. It really could. You know, Polly, Kaido, Magellan, Ulti Page 1, Sheep's Horn, like they can get there, guys. So that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. All right. So try not to roast me too much in the comments. And yeah, I'll get to the video. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with this deck profile. So, yeah, so real quick, I'm not going to cap to you guys. Navy HQ, unless you are playing ulti, you should not play this card. I played this card, and if this was a borsolino, I would have beat that purple Luffy. Because I brand new searched, and I searched into this card right here. If this was a borsolino, I win the game, right? A blocker borsolino. So, unless you're playing ulti, the 3-cost ulti, do not play this card. It is bad. I will replace this immediately after this video with a 4-cost borsolino blocker. If you can't afford a borso blocker, I would replace it with like another Pilaf or a Kuzan, or maybe an ulti, the 4-cost that searches. Some people like that card. I personally don't that much, but you can play it, right? So yeah, they're playing 2 Pilaf. All right, of course you can play 3, but I'm playing 2 right now, and this card is very, very, very good. And it is a great going first option. If you lose the dice roll, you are perfectly okay, because we're playing a couple other cards that are very important in going first options as well, especially into the decks that will make you go first. So with that being said, that is Sanji's Pilaf. We are playing the 2 Ice Ages, followed along with its best friend, Great Eruption. So we are playing the cost reducers. We are playing total of 6 with the events, and then of course we are playing the quad Hound Blaze. That's not really too shocking right there. All pretty standard stuff. All right. And then we are playing some of the characters. We are playing 4 brand new, right? Pretty obvious. In terms of 2Ks, we are playing 2 Bartolomeo. We are playing 4 Tsuru. I need another one of these like regional ones, by the way, guys. So if you got one, let me know. 4 Tsuru. And then we're playing 4 Tashigi. And Bart is actually just the most insane card. It is way better than Virgo. It is way better than One-Legged Toy Soldier. And the reason that it is... sorry, guys, I've been a little sick recently. And the reason that it is because if you play this in combination with Sabo, it feels so good. Like this in combination with Sabo is just the most insane combo, because like you get just 2 unKOable blockers that are, you know, that literally just close out the game for you. And then obviously it's a 3-cost, so it's not within range of Hound Blaze easily. If they swing 5 at your life, you can easily just block this if you want to, if the situation calls for it. Obviously they could be bluffing it, who knows? Make that call yourself. But you know, this, they have to use a card on it before attacking to be able to get rid of this card. So like it's just really, really powerful. I like the blocker way more than I like the cost reduction, and it's also recyclable off Moncherie and Rebecca, which is why I play it. It is just very good. It is, in my opinion, the best 2K. In addition to what you're playing now, obviously, like in addition to Tashigi and Tsuru. So I am only playing 3 Hina. You can play 4 if you want to. I don't knock anyone for playing 4, but 4 was clogging for me. 4, I do see it enough. There are some games where I don't see it and it really sucks. But the thing is, with your leader effect and brand new and Sanji's peel-off and Kaido, you're going to be able to find it and make some plays, and it's going to be great. If you see it too much, I feel like it's just, I don't know, not good for me. And I needed some space to play other cards I wanted to play. Then, of course, it's joined by its best friend, Rebecca, and her BFF, Lucci. So, you play those total 11 combo cards, and they just pop everything on the board, and you go about your merry way, and you win the game pretty much, right? That's kind of how you play the game, how you play the deck. So, those guys right there. And then, of course, I'd take out the Marineford for 2 of these Borsalinos. I'd take out the Marineford for an extra Borsolino. So there would be 3 Borsalinos total. That's what I would do, right? One of my friends, Ryan, shout out to Ryan, he's my dog. He suggested I play an extra Sabo instead, but I personally like being able to have the turn 2 play in the Bors a little bit better, because Sabo is more situational towards the end of the game, whereas Borsalino is good all the time. But I will say, Sabo won me pretty much all my mirrors, all 3 of my mirrors at the case tournament. There was a play in, I think it was like round 4, where I had double Rebecca on the board and he couldn't get rid of him. He got rid of Lucci and Hina, and then the next turn then he swung into my last life, which I took for 7k, or it was either 6 or 7k, and I took it. I didn't block with Rebecca, and then the next turn I played Rebecca, brought back Sabo, and then played Sabo, and I had 4 unKOable blockers, 3 Rebeccas, 1 Sabo, and a Borsalino 7k, and I was just like, go. And that was a turn where he had 0 life, and if he couldn't kill me, then he just lost the next turn. So, of course, that's exactly what happened. I double blocked with Rebecca, and then it was just GG, right? If you play Sabo in the right turns, if you play Sabo on the right turn, it is the most demoralizing, like, game-changing card in the mirror match. Even sometimes playing this is better than playing just Kaido straight up. Because, like, if they cannot KO your board with, like, Rebecca, Hina, Lucci, and you put them in the position where they have to, then, like, they literally have to just stall on their own. Like, they have to play their own Rebecca, Sabo, whatever, right? But a lot of times they just don't have the board set up to be able to do that. So on the turn where you set up, like, you know, let's say like a couple of your characters survive, like a Borsalino or a Lucci or, you know, Hina or something like that, or, you know, some characters that, you know, they weren't able to kill the previous turn. If you can just protect that, as well as set up an extra body with like Rebecca, and like Rebecca, let's say you have this in hand, Rebecca, bring back Hina, and then you just Sabo on top of it. It feels like you're gonna have so many attacks the next turn, because they can't crack your board, right? Because you just have too many blockers. And then you're gonna have so many attacks next turn. You're gonna have Sabo, and you're gonna have Hina, and you're gonna have your leader effect, or I'm sorry, your leader attack, and then you're gonna have, like, let's say like a 7-cost Borsalino or like a Mihawk or something like that. And it's just like you crack their defense super easily, and they just run out of gas for like the rest of the game. It's just really, really strong. I really like Sabo, but as much as I like Sabo, I would only play 2, and I would play the 3rd Borsalino. So then we get to Big Daddy Borsalino, and we're playing 3 of those guys. The reason being is because in the mirror match, he is just very, very, very good. And if they force you to go first, this is a very good play. Going first, 7 Dawn easily clears a Sabo and below. So if they Lucci, if they Borsalino, if they Kuzan, easy answer is a Borsalino right there. As well as, followed by a guy that can clear him very easily, is Dracula Mihawk. So I play 2 of them, and that's because the second that I play Borsalino, and they Borsalino my Borsalino, well, then the easy answer is I will Mihawk their Borsalino. 1 card combo, all just dead in the water, and now I have a 9k that they must get off the board. And then that, of course, is followed by 2... Oh, that's a Moncherie. Moncherie wishes she could be Kaido. 2 Kaido and a Moncherie. The reason being, guys, is you're like... I know you guys are like, oh, why aren't they playing Kuzan? Why isn't Heart Pirates playing Kuzan? So here's why I'm not playing Kuzan. Is because Kuzan is great into yellow, right? It's great into yellow, and it's great... That's pretty much it, right? It's just good into yellow, and it's like good. I guess good in the mirror match too, kind of, because they have to get rid of it. But this card is better into yellow because they can't get rid of it, right? It's a 9 cost, which easily gets, past Katakuri, and they're not going to pop it with Yamato. And, that being said, Kuzan is a card that they pop it with Gadatsu, with Thunderbolt, with Poly if you're playing against Purple Luffy. It's just easily removed. If you can establish this against yellow and Purple Luffy, a lot of times with Purple Luffy, you won't actually establish this. This is kind of like a card you would discard. But if you can establish this with Purple Luffy, then a lot of the times, then you're just going to be able to like win the game. Even against yellow, like you're just going to have a 9K that's swinging perfectly into like all of their characters. With one Dawn, you're swinging perfectly into Katakuri and Big Mom and stuff like that. Or just naked, it's swinging perfectly into Enel. It's just really, really, really powerful. Obviously, I'm playing only one Moncherie too. Let me talk about that too. Is Moncherie, I've kept finding myself like trashing one to like try to find combo pieces. So against yellow, which is the only reason it's in here, against yellow, it's fantastic. But against everything else, it's not very good. So it's like just a card I pitch off 1K counter or something like that. And then another thing too is you guys asked me, a couple people asked me like why I would even play Pilaf over the blue Hina, and the reason being is, here, let me put this away so it's less confusing. And also, by the way, Kaido is really good in the mirror match too, and it's great against yellow. So if you can go like Borsolino into Mihawk into Kaido, you just like win the game. So I'm just being a little bit more greedy into decks like Enel, and then also it's like pretty good into Katakuri if you still are going second and you're in that position to play Kaido. So Sanji's Pilaf, right? Let's think about it like this. If they play brand new, right? If they play, let's say you lose the dice roll and they go second. If they play this brand new right here, then automatically, if you play a blue Hina, let's say this is a blue Hina, they will bottom deck it with Houndblaze and swing 6 and 7, or I'm sorry, 6 and 7, right? With their attacks. If you don't play this, they will build board, which is, in my opinion, totally fine. Because if they play a Borsolino, let's say this is a Kuzan or a Lucci or something, right? Something that can be KO'd. If this is not a Borsolino, right? Then, I'm sorry, I hope this is making sense to you guys. If I play a Pilaf, then they have to play something that is a 4 cost, whether it be a Kuzan or a Borsolino or a Lucci or something like that, or maybe like they just play another brand new. Because I already drew 2 cards, they are not going to Houndblaze a Hina. So it forces them to build a board, and then on your 5 Dawn turn, if that is a board that you can potentially crack with these characters right here, hold on, sorry, where are they at? This leader effect and this, then basically you drew 2 cards. They establish, let's say, a Kuzan, and then you Great Eruption the Kuzan, and then with your leader effect, you minus the brand new, and then you pop them both with Lucci. So you're forcing them to build a board. Whereas if you play the Hina, then what's going to happen is you're going to draw a card, of course, and then if they have the Houndblaze, they're going to Houndblaze it, which is fine, right? Because they're not building a board. But like on your 5 Dawn turn, you have pretty much nothing to do other than like, I don't know, like swing into the brand new and then play like a Borso blocker, right? Which, is like just like a weird turn. In my opinion, I think that not only in my case tournament did I not ever play a blue Hina, but every time I had a blue Hina in hand, I wished it was a Pilaf, and I switched it last minute to see how it would work, and I much preferred the Pilaf because I wanted them to build a board so I can actually crack it, right? Because if they played the Kuzan and just try to get the draw, or if they played like a Lucci or like something like that, or just like another brand new or something like that. Like sometimes people will just try to like put pressure on you, so like they'll Rebecca and then bring back Hina and then just say pass, and then you can just like easily crack their board like super easily with, again, these 2 cards right here. So it's just a much better combo than that. And then also if they are building, I'm sorry guys, this is another one too. And hopefully you guys are still listening because this is really important. But let's say they do play a Borsolino, right? If you happen to have a Hina and a Houndblaze, if they play a Kuzan, then you obviously crack their board with these 2 cards right here, right? But if they play a Borsolino, Then these two cards right here for 5 Dawn, pop sports or bottom decks Borsolino, and then plus 8 3,000 to your leader, swing 8k. Now you establish a Hina, and you establish a big leader attack, which obviously pressure is what really kills Sakazuki. So it just feels like I have answers on my 5 Dawn turn, especially if I already use like my 3 Dawn turn to draw 2 cards. And like this being in your trigger is like absolutely just ridiculous. Like drawing 2 cards off trigger is just it can change the game entirely. So yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. I know I'd be yapping towards the end of my video, but I'm telling you, like this deck has been just playing fantastic for me. I went 4-1 on the rank simulator with pretty much the same deck. I just went 5-1 at a pretty competitive case tournament in Orlando. Florida's got really good players, and there was a lot of people that either had like serial Shanks or Luffy's, or had like literal like winner play mats. Like if they had like, if they won the regional or a treasure cup or something like that. Like there were so many people there that were like really good at the game, and I was able to get 10th. I went 5-1, and I was able to beat a few of them actually. The ones that I played, I actually was able to beat. So yeah, it was fun. It was great deck. If you guys want to copy it, feel free to do so, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.